There are currently two bugs in our program, an easy to fix one and another one which is more challenging. Let me explain you the first bug. So when the user enters a to-do such as add clean the bag, and they enter another one, add fix the drawer, and then show the to-dos, we get these to-dos next to each other. So how do you fix this? Well, there is no automated way. You should use your reason. You should know as a programmer where in the code you are currently. So we are adding to-dos. That means the bug is probably in the if condition where we check for add. And this one is an easier one because we know that the problem here is the break lines. So we are not adding any break lines in here. Therefore, to do that, you need to go here and maybe plus \n, and that will add a break line. So just delete the existing to-do, save the file with Ctrl S, rerun, add clean the bag, add fix the drawer, show, and the bug is fixed. That was the first bug. The other bug, which is more challenging to fix, is this. Let's suppose the user wants to add the to-do item, add a new member. So they will write add and then add a new member. You press enter, you press show, and you get this successfully. So far, so good. But then, if the user wants to edit something, and perhaps instead of entering a number, they don't know how to use the program well, so what they do is they enter something like add a new member. So they aim to edit the add a new member to-do item, and they press enter. And what will happen actually is that if you press show now, a new item was added, add a new member. So add a new member was not edited. But what happened actually? Well, I'll explain you what happened. So when the user entered edit add a new member, what happens is that the program starts to check line by line. So it checks if add is in user action. And in this case, add is actually in the user action. Well, it's part of a to-do item. It was not meant to be sent as a command by the user. It was meant as a to-do item, but the program is not that smart. So the program was able to find an add string in the user action. Therefore, what it did is it added that to-do in the to-do list. So actually what it did is it got the characters after the fourth character. So basically 0, 1, 2, 3. And so then it got the space 4. So 4 is included and everything after 4. So that was added as a new to-do. So as you can see, we didn't get an error for this bug. So these kinds of bugs are not as easy to spot as the bugs which produce errors. Most likely you would find this bug after the users report an issue, and then you fix the bug and you release the next version of the software with the bug fixed. So knowing where the problem is could be 90% of the work. So now that we know, it's easier to fix it. So how do we fix it? Well, again, we should use our reason. So it sounds like it's not a good idea to check for an add command anywhere in the string. So that checks if at is anywhere in the string. So the user action was something like edit, add a new member, and add in user action returns true. So if true, this will be executed. A better way I would think of implementing this is, instead of doing that, we do user action starts with add. Press that, you get false, because user action does not start with add. If you said user action starts with edit, then you get true. So starts with is a string method. So user action is pointing to a string, and starts with is a string method. You can check that using dir str. You will see that starts with is somewhere near the end. So here we go. So that method will check if a string starts with the input, the argument value provided to the method. Therefore, we go back to our program now and we say if user action starts with add, only in that case we extract the to do from the user action. And we can do the same for the other conditions. So if user action dot starts with show, and I'll do the same for these other cases. Here we have edit, here we have complete, and here we have exit. So now our program is more explicit, it's more accurate. And let's have a run and check if everything is working well. So add by a camera, show, and if I press edit, add a new member now, we're going to get this error. So an error is better than wrong output. So the error in this case says that in line 26 we are trying to convert this object, which is a string, because after edit we had a string, but the program expects a number after edit, so the program has trouble converting that string to a number using the int function. So while it is better to get an error as opposed to having wrong output, it is still not ideal to just break the program like that for the user. So the user is going to get confused by this error. You want to make this more user-friendly. And we can do that using error handling. Now, error handling is a technique which helps you as a programmer control the error messages. And this is something we will do in the next videos. So instead of showing this error to the user, we will do something else. I'll teach you that in the next video. See you there.